Welcome to the coolest coffee machine of 2003, the Jura Impressa. So, Swiss made. Anyway, it's the F7. Here's a quick tutorial on how to use it. First thing we're going to do is hit the power button. And it's going to heat up. Keep all our coffee supplies over here. If you think I'm not going to show them where the coffee and water goes, Sarah,
while it's heating up.
We got the commentary coming from the peanut gallery. It's heating up. We got water fills up on this side. You can pull it out. We tend to just use our Brita and dump it straight in. Filtered water helps a tiny bit. We got coffee beans, whole beans that go in on this side. Gonna refill that pretty soon. Typically keep our beans up top, cups down low. It says press, rinse. It's very direct. Tells you what it wants. Rinse, get some hot water going through the pipes. Let me take that and dump it. So, it's a rinse. Next up, oh, see it now, it's telling us to empty the grounds. I was gonna get there, but even better we get there now. So you just pull the whole tray forward and you have a couple different compartments. One is the grounds area that has a ground catching basket. We often compost this, but we're traveling. When we're out, you can just trash it. Put it back in the tray carrier. The other thing to look at is beneath that. This is where that heating up and rinse happens if there's no cup in the system. It goes down here. I'll show you what I mean by that. But all right, so we have an empty grounds container and you just slide everything back. So a little bit of friction fit. If you push it all in, bottom tray goes in first, top tray goes in second, and now we're in business. So we've been getting a filter update. We update the filter and it doesn't go away. So if you see filter, that's good to go. It says ready, and it is ready. So you grab yourself a coffee cup, or you use a hands-free coffee cup. Max volume on this is probably like 4 ounces. Max volume on a coffee cup, 8-ish, and you're deciding on ounces on this dial here. So if you are drinking out of one of these, maybe set it to 3, you then have the option to make 1 cup or 2 cups, and then by tapping it 1, 2, or 3 times, you set the intensity. So I'll hit it once. We're gonna make 1 cup of coffee, 1 espresso, mild, normal, strong. And mild, normal, strong is a way of telling you how much bean they're gonna ground up to extract the volume that you've asked for. If you hit this button, you can set 2 cups side by side, and it effectively doubles the recipe that you've requested. So if it's 3 ounces, it'll brew 6. That should make sense. If you'd like to do anything fancy, Sarah often does stuff that's fancy. Put some milk on this side, set it to steam. Another great option is if you have it set up that way, you can preheat the cup. If you are, a coffee snob, that's a very good thing to do, is preheat the cup. I often preheat the cup. The other note that I'll say is that we have one other way to make coffee here currently, and that's an Aeropress. And so you would use a kettle, you'd use the coffee grinder. If you've never used an Aeropress, this is not going to be the best tutorial, but we use an upside down setup. You then take the beans that you're going to use, dump them in. You take the hot water, pour it in, let it brew for a minute or so, and then you put the filter and cap on, turn the whole system over, and extract it into the coffee. The one note is that you want to make sure you use some of the larger faced cups, these green ones, the Yeti, when making the Aeropress, because it's a perfect fit on these E4 cups, and that is actually not perfect when trying to you know, push the syringe through. It kind of backfires and goes all over the place. But it's a pretty good espresso if you're going with, you know, 1 to 3 ounces. It's a pretty good cup of coffee if you go up to 8 ounces. And if you think both of these brew styles suck, we recommend High Five Riverside, just up the road.